Hey, what's up guys, it's Nasty Nomad back with another Game of Thrones video. Before I start, I want to ask you to hit that subscribe button and like the video. Also feel free to check out my other videos on my channel, that would go a long way. Alright guys, so I just wanted to give my final thoughts on season 8 and the series as a whole. Unlike most people, I really liked the season and I'm not afraid to say it, although from what I've seen on Twitter and Reddit maybe I should be, but yeah, I liked it and I thought it wrapped things up pretty nicely. Now I do think it could have been better, of course, and I would have liked a few more episodes, but overall I enjoyed it and it was pretty satisfactory. Episodes 2 and 5 were my favorites from this season, and I thought they both set a new bar for how fantasy series should look like. Episode 5 from a visual standpoint, and episode 2 for how dialogue based episodes should be. The worst episode in my opinion was episode 4. It felt like a filler episode and I really don't think a 6 episode season should have had a filler episode. It was a bit underwhelming and the only point of it was Rhaegal's and Missandei's deaths, which both looked kinda ridiculous to be honest. Now I wanted to mention my favorite and least favorite scenes in the season. Some of my favorite moments were Tyrion and Sansa in the crypts. It gave a little closure to their short stories together. Jaime knighting Brienne was definitely up there as well, and I know many people didn't like this one, but I loved the moment when you can visibly see Dany turn into the Mad Queen. In my opinion, it had enough setup that you can see it happening, but not too much setup that it's not much of a shock. And as I said in my previous video, that shot of Dany with wings is one of my favorites from the entire series. I wanna also mention the speech that Jon gave after the Battle of Winterfell and the speech that Dany gave after she burned down King's Landing. These two scenes were some of the best speeches in the entire series. For my least favorites, as I said, Missandei's capture and Rhaegal's death were both really stupid. These could have been done much better. I also didn't like Euron much. Basically he was just there to kill the dragon and fight Jaime in the end. He was more of a tool to move the story along rather than a character. Also Ed's death in the Battle of Winterfell felt kind of pointless, and I really liked that guy. I really didn't want him to die that way. As for the character stories or arcs as people like to call them, I really liked where everyone ended and I thought it was a fitting end to each of their arcs. The choice to put Bran as king came out of nowhere basically, but if you think about it, he is the perfect choice to rebuild a new world. He doesn't care about power or gold and he doesn't want to whore and drink, he just wants what's best for humanity. And although that I don't like Sansa much, I was pretty happy that Sansa finally became a queen. She was being set up to be a queen since the first episode pretty much. Maybe if I could change a couple of things, I would like if Jon and Sam ended up in the same place, as they said many times that they are best friends, and maybe I wouldn't put Bronn as Master of Coin. And speaking of that, I know many people didn't like the last council scene, but man did I love every second of it. Just having fun with these characters that we grew to love and cheer for, and seeing them all be happy after all the shit that they've been through brought a smile to my face. Also, it's just great to see Brienne becoming the Lord Commander of the King's Guard. That's what she wanted since she was introduced. And Sam becoming the Grand Maester. After all, he is one of the smartest people in Westeros. And although Tyrion wasn't a very good hand to Dany, he did a great job when he was filling for his father in season 2. And of course the man, the myth, the legend, Sir Davos, the guy that survived all 4 major battles in Game of Thrones, having a high rank and being Master of Ships just warms my heart. Overall, Game of Thrones united everyone. I can discuss it with my family members or meet up with friends and talk about it. Hell, I can even meet some random person on the street and talk about this amazing show. And not only did the show start and accelerate the careers of many phenomenal actors and actresses, but it also helped many people make a living discussing and analyzing their favorite show. And it sparked a lot of creativity in people, from people writing fanfiction and coming up with theories to others making great art, and we even saw a lot of great music inspired by the Game of Thrones. And speaking of music, I want to take a minute to thank the composer of Game of Thrones, Ramin Djawadi. I think that's how you pronounce his name. This guy is a legend and an amazing musician. My favorite pieces by him are Light of the Seven and The Night King. I have them now on my permanent playlist and I listen to them often. And I urge everyone to check out the album that he released after the show ended that has many music pieces from the Game of Thrones. And in the end, I'm just so excited for any prequels or sequels that they decide to make, and we'll be watching them for sure. And for now, I think there's a prequel in development about the history of the Night King and the White Walkers, and even better, it's written by George R.R. Martin, and I just can't wait for the release. Alright guys, that's all I had to say about this season of Game of Thrones and the show in general. Thank you all for watching the video and I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future, and share the video if you liked it. That would help me a lot. Also leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts about the last season and Game of Thrones in general. Alright, bye.